What if I told you that the world is witnessing a quiet revolution, not with bullets or ballots, but with a simple scan, a silent tap, and the power of belief? What if the force shaking the might of global empires wasn't an army or a weapon, but a system born from the dreams of a rising nation? This is not just a story of technology. It's a story of purpose, of destiny, of spiritual awakening through digital empowerment. Stay with me, because what you're about to discover isn't just changing India. It's shaking the very soul of global finance to its core. Unified Payments Interface, known simply as UPI, is a real-time payment system developed by the National Payments Corporation of India. It allows users to instantly transfer money between bank accounts through a mobile device 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The innovation behind UPI lies in its simplicity and universality. Unlike older systems that required IFS codes, lengthy account numbers, or trips to the bank, UPI makes it possible to send or receive money using nothing more than a virtual payment address, a mobile number, or even a QR code. At its core, UPI is an interface that links multiple bank accounts to a single mobile application. Users can link various bank accounts, check balances, pay bills, and initiate transactions with just a few taps on their phones. All of this is done instantly, eliminating the need for cumbersome processes like NEFT or RTGS that often come with delays or are limited to banking hours. UPI is powered by the immediate payment service infrastructure, which ensures funds are settled in real time. It has brought digital payments to even the smallest corners of India, helping rural vendors, daily wage workers, students, and local shopkeepers operate with the same financial efficiency as large urban businesses. It removes the barriers of entry into digital finance by not requiring a debit card, net banking credentials, or credit scores to function. Security is also a cornerstone of UPI design. Each transaction is authenticated using two-factor verification, a UPI PIN, and the mobile device itself, making it secure yet highly user-friendly. With its open-source API structure, it encourages rapid innovation and integration by fintech startups, private companies, and government platforms alike, making it the foundation of India's digital economy. Since its launch in 2016, UPI has experienced exponential growth, transforming the way India transacts. What began as a modest experiment in digital payments has rapidly scaled into one of the most advanced and widely used financial systems in the world. In just a few years, UPI has surpassed traditional banking methods, card payments, and other mobile wallets in terms of both volume and value of transactions. Today, UPI processes over 14 billion transactions every month, with transaction values crossing $180 billion regularly, a scale that puts it ahead of many global counterparts. One of the key reasons behind this massive adoption is its accessibility. UPI is built for everyone from tech-savvy urban users to rural citizens with basic smartphones. It requires no special banking infrastructure, expensive point-of-sale devices, or high internet bandwidth. All it takes is a smartphone, a mobile number linked to a bank account, and a UPI-enabled app. This simplicity has allowed UPI to penetrate deep into the Indian population, enabling even small roadside vendors and farmers to accept digital payments with ease. Another driver of UPI growth is its government backing and interoperability. Major apps like PhonePe, Google Pay, Paytm, and BIM all run on UPI, allowing users to transact seamlessly across platforms and banks. Its architecture encourages innovation while maintaining a unified experience for all users. UPI also supports a wide range of financial services beyond money transfer, including bill payments, EMI collections, donations, and e-commerce transactions. The numbers alone tell a powerful story, but more importantly, UPI growth has redefined how financial inclusion works at scale. It has proven that with the right technology, vision, and support, a developing nation can create a digital public infrastructure that rivals and in many ways surpasses those in developed economies. One of the most groundbreaking features of UPI is its zero transaction fee model, often referred to as zero MDR or merchant discount rate. In most global payment systems, every digital transaction involves a processing fee. This fee is usually deducted from the amount received by the merchant and is paid to intermediaries like banks, card networks, or payment gateways. In contrast, UPI operates on a no-cost structure for both users and merchants, creating a seamless, frictionless flow of money across all levels of society. This zero-fee model has been especially impactful for small and medium businesses, street vendors, and local service providers. In countries like the United States, businesses often lose 2 to 3% of their revenue on every card transaction due to processing fees. For small businesses operating on thin profit margins, this is a significant loss. UPI changes this dynamic entirely by allowing them to receive payments instantly and in full, without any deductions. The government of India and the Reserve Bank of India have maintained this zero-MDR policy as part of a broader vision for financial inclusion. By removing the financial burden of transaction fees, UPI makes digital payments more attractive than cash, both for those who receive money and those who spend it. It encourages merchants who were previously hesitant to go digital to accept electronic payments without worrying about losing a portion of their income. Additionally, the zero-fee model helps accelerate the digital transformation of the economy. It allows millions of microtransactions to take place daily without worrying about overhead costs. This approach makes UPI uniquely democratic in its reach and usage. It does not favor the rich over the poor, the urban over the rural, or the tech-savvy over the digitally illiterate. It levels the playing field by making digital payments universally accessible and affordable. The rise of UPI has sent shockwaves through the global financial ecosystem, especially among long-standing credit card giants like Visa, MasterCard, and American Express. These companies have traditionally dominated the global payment space for decades, acting as essential intermediaries in every digital transaction, whether it's swiping a card at a supermarket or making an online purchase. Their business model revolves around charging merchants a fee for processing payments and offering users benefits like credit limits and rewards. However, UPI completely bypasses this system, disrupting the very foundation on which these giants have built their empires. With UPI, there is no need for a plastic card, no need for card readers or bank approvals, and most importantly, no middleman. Transactions are done directly from bank to bank through mobile apps, instantly and securely. This direct connection removes the reliance on card networks, which are built on older infrastructure with inherent delays and costs. For a developing nation like India to leapfrog these systems entirely and create a more efficient, inclusive, and cost-free payment method is a significant blow to the relevance of traditional card companies. Credit card usage in India, while growing, has always been limited to a small percentage of the population due to eligibility requirements and high interest rates. UPI, on the other hand, democratized access to digital payments by allowing anyone with a bank account and a mobile phone to participate. This mass adoption has led to a decrease in the dependence on card-based systems for everyday purchases, utility bills, transport fares, and even donations. Global financial analysts have noted the declining growth of credit card usage in India in parallel with UPI rise. If UPI-inspired models spread globally, credit card companies may face existential challenges in markets that were once guaranteed sources of revenue and influence. UPI, once designed to solve India's domestic payment challenges, is now gaining recognition and adoption on the international stage. What began as a national innovation has evolved into a model that many countries are eager to replicate or integrate into their own financial ecosystems. India's success in building an inclusive, real-time, and low-cost payment system has not gone unnoticed, and this has opened the doors for UPI to become a global digital payments ambassador. Several countries have already taken steps to adopt or integrate UPI within their own systems. Nations like Singapore, the United Arab Emirates, France, Bhutan, Nepal, and Sri Lanka have either signed partnerships or initiated UPI-based services for cross-border transactions. For instance, the UPI Singapore Pay Now linkage allows real-time transfers between India and Singapore at a fraction of traditional remittance costs. This not only reduces dependency on swift or expensive international transfer services, but also empowers the Indian diaspora and foreign businesses to send and receive funds more efficiently. France has enabled UPI payments at iconic tourist destinations like the Eiffel Tower, allowing Indian travelers to pay directly from their Indian bank accounts without using Forex cards or cash exchanges. Bhutan and Nepal have adopted UPI as part of their domestic payment solutions, recognizing its reliability and speed. UPI international reach reflects a new kind of digital diplomacy, where India is not just exporting culture or goods, but exporting core infrastructure. Unlike Western technologies that often come with strict licensing or commercial conditions, UPI offers an open, collaborative model for digital finance. As more countries explore UPI partnerships or seek to replicate its model, India's influence in shaping the future of global financial architecture continues to grow. This signals a fundamental shift in how the world views technological leadership in the digital economy. UPI represents more than just a financial tool. It is a declaration of digital sovereignty. In a world where most digital infrastructure is dominated by American tech giants and financial institutions, India has carved its own independent path. While the United States continues to lead in big tech, cloud services, and card networks, India's creation of UPI marks a shift from dependency to self-reliance in digital finance. Most countries rely on payment systems developed by global corporations such as Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, or Apple Pay. These systems, while widely used, come with control strings, transaction fees, and reliance on foreign servers and regulations. UPI breaks away from this model entirely. It is built, maintained, and governed by Indian institutions, particularly the National Payments Corporation of India, with support from the Reserve Bank of India. This allows India to operate its financial backbone without external influence, surveillance, or vulnerability to foreign policy shifts. This self-governing infrastructure ensures data remains within the country and reduces the risk of foreign control over sensitive financial operations. In contrast, the US-centric model often funnels user data through private corporations that operate under American laws, raising concerns about privacy and national control for other nations. India's model gives the country full authority over its citizens' financial interactions, policy making, and system evolution. This independence has broader geopolitical implications. By not depending on American technology or financial infrastructure, India demonstrates that large-scale, secure, and scalable digital systems can be developed domestically. It sends a message to the world that it is possible to be technologically advanced without being reliant on Silicon Valley. UPI serves as proof that innovation can thrive outside traditional Western ecosystems, and that digital sovereignty is not just an ideal, but a functioning reality in the Indian context. One of the defining strengths of UPI is its real-time, 24x7, and seamless functionality. Unlike traditional banking systems that operate within restricted hours or impose delays on transfers, UPI is always on, allowing users to send and receive money instantly at any time, any day, including weekends and holidays. This feature has not only made financial transactions more convenient, but has redefined what people expect from a modern digital payment system. In contrast, many established systems in the United States, like ACH transfers or wire payments, can take hours or even days to settle. Even digital wallets and platforms like Zelle or PayPal often rely on back-end banking infrastructure that introduces delays or transaction limits. UPI eliminates these inefficiencies by connecting users directly to their bank accounts through a unified interface, enabling real-time settlement without intermediaries. This real-time capability is especially important in a country as vast and diverse as India. From urban professionals paying utility bills to farmers purchasing supplies, from students splitting restaurant bills to vendors collecting payments, Everyone benefits from instant confirmation and transfer of funds. There's no need to wait for processing, no lag in settlement, and no uncertainty about transaction status. The seamless nature of UPI also means that users can transact across banks and apps without complications. Whether someone uses Google Pay, PhonePe, Paytm, or BIM, all transactions are interoperable under the UPI ecosystem. This level of integration is rare even in developed countries, where payment platforms are often fragmented and exclusive to certain banks or cards. UPI Always On and real-time system empowers people to manage their finances efficiently, make quick decisions, and operate without dependency on physical banking infrastructure. It has transformed financial behavior, bringing speed, reliability, and simplicity to every digital transaction, regardless of time or location. The rise of UPI presents a potential disruption to the long-standing dominance of the US dollar and the global financial control exercised by Western institutions. For decades, the United States has maintained influence over international financial systems through mechanisms like the SWIFT network, card payment infrastructure, and the use of the dollar as the default currency for global trade and remittances. However, UPI introduces an alternative one that is fast, cost-effective, sovereign, and scalable. As UPI expands beyond India's borders and gets integrated into cross-border payment systems, it challenges the centralized nature of current financial flows. The traditional process of sending money internationally often involves intermediary banks, conversion to dollars, and settlement delays. UPI-based partnerships, such as with Singapore and the UAE, offer a direct and faster alternative that bypasses these older systems. It reduces the role of US-based financial networks and shifts control toward more localized, decentralized models of exchange. This has significant implications. If more countries adopt UPI or develop similar systems modeled after it, the need for dollar-based settlement could diminish in everyday transactions, at least in bilateral or regional contexts. It also weakens the monopoly of institutions like Visa, MasterCard, and SWIFT, which are tightly linked to Western financial governance and often subject to political influence. By demonstrating that a country can build its own real-time digital payment infrastructure independent of US-led systems, India opens a path for other emerging economies to follow. This creates a ripple effect in the global financial architecture, decentralizing power and promoting greater sovereignty in digital finance. UPI growing presence in international corridors symbolizes a shift in economic power dynamics, where nations can now trade, remit, and settle without being bound by the traditional dollar-dominated infrastructure that has ruled for generations. UPI is not just changing how people pay. It is quietly challenging the global dominance of the US dollar and the financial systems that support it. For decades, the dollar has been the backbone of international trade, remittances, and cross-border payments. This dominance has allowed the United States to exert significant control over global finance, especially through institutions like SWIFT and networks like Visa and MasterCard. Most international transactions are routed through systems built, managed, or regulated by American or Western entities, reinforcing the dollar's central role and giving the US substantial geopolitical leverage. However, with the rise of UPI and its growing international reach, this centralized model faces a real challenge. UPI enables real-time, low-cost, peer-to-peer transactions directly between bank accounts, without relying on dollar settlements or third-party financial institutions. As UPI links with countries like Singapore, the UAE, Nepal, and France, it offers a way to bypass the traditional dollar rails and perform transactions in local currencies or in INR directly. This shift undermines the need for dollar conversion in many everyday financial activities. It also reduces the dependence on Western clearinghouses and payment processors that often impose high fees, delays, or even sanctions based on geopolitical decisions. For countries looking to protect their financial autonomy, UPI offers a working model of how technology can provide control, speed, and transparency without relying on US-dominated systems. If UPI's success encourages more nations to adopt similar systems or connect with India's digital payment network, it could gradually erode the dollar's transactional utility in parts of the world. The more countries that choose this route, the more influence shifts away from centralized Western financial institutions, allowing emerging economies to claim a greater role in the global financial landscape through technology-driven sovereignty. UPI is not just a payment system, it's a silent revolution shaking the foundations of global finance. From bypassing credit card giants to challenging dollar dominance, from empowering the common citizen to redefining digital sovereignty, UPI is India's bold declaration of independence in the digital age. It is fast, inclusive, cost-free, and now globally recognized. As the world watches in awe and unease, one thing is clear: the future of finance is being written in India. Thank you for watching. Stay inspired, stay informed, and never stop believing in the power of innovation. Good luck on your journey ahead.